Hi, this is Scott the Peaceful Shaver. So it is Fatboy February, so I wanted to make a short video about the Fatboy razor. So this is the Gillette 195, more commonly known as the Fatboy. So in the mid-1950s, Gillette decided to make an adjustable razor. And their first prototypes were what we know as the toggles now. They had a toggle switch at the base of the razor, which worked kind of like a light switch, which if you turn it one way, it opens all the doors, and if you turn it the other way, it closes the doors. They had several different runs of the toggles, beginning in 1955, then again in 1958, and again in 1960. But it wasn't really mass produced. The first mass-produced adjustable razor that Gillette made was the 195. So, can you see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the 195 Fatboy has 9 settings from 1 to 9. 1 being the mildest and 9 being the most aggressive. Now the twist to open on the Fatboy is on the base. It opens it up and the blade goes right in there. And whenever you're adjusting your razor, you have to make sure that the silo doors are open. You can damage a razor by making an adjustment with the silo doors closed. And you just, there's a little knob right there. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm changing the...
5.
Yep.
3.
So 1 is extremely, extremely mild. Sort of like tech mild or some super speed milds. And as you go up through the numbers, it becomes more aggressive. And even on setting 9, the Fatboy isn't aggressive by today's standards. There are many razors on the market today that are much more aggressive than the Fatboy is on 9. One that comes to mind is the Merkur Future, which is also an adjustable razor, which is one of the few adjustables on the market today. Merkur makes the Progress, they make the Future, they make the Vision. They used to make the Mergress. The Future is much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Aggressive than the Fatboy ever was. Even the Merkur Future on setting 1, I find to be as aggressive as the Gillette 195 Fatboy is on 7, 8, or 9. So while it isn't extremely aggressive, it is a very efficient razor. It has the closed comb, no comb safety bar, very, very smooth. It's a nickel-plated razor. They also had the gold-plated ones that were known as the Executives. Later on, after the Fatboy's run, they started making the Slim, and that one, the gold ones were called Aristocrats. But if you see a gold Fatboy, it's called an Executive. So Fatboys are really sought after today because their run was so limited. Now you'll see really extreme prices today on the toggles. They're very, very rare. There wasn't very many of them made. And of the ones that are made, the ones that survive demand a premium, especially if you can find them cased, if you can find them with instructions. They really go for a lot of money. But the Fatboys were only made for 4 years, from 1958 to 1961. So this one, the date code is right under here. I don't know if you can see the G1. You able to get in on that at all? There's a G there and there's a 1 on the other side.
Can't really see it.
Well, anyway, this is a G1, so this is a 1961, which was the final year of the Fatboy. The Fatboy had a shorter handle, but it's much thicker, all-around handle than the Slim Adjustable, which came next, which is a much thinner handle, but it's longer. The shave that you get from both of them are very, very similar. But the Fatboys tend to command more of a premium because, like I said, it was only made for 4 years, where the Slim was made longer. The Slim was made from 62 up until the late 60s when they came out with the Super Adjustable or the Black Beauties. So the thing that I really like about the Fatboy, as opposed to other twist-to-open razors, particularly the old Gillettes, when you're using an old Gillette Super Speed, a lot of times when you close the barn doors and you're shaving, sometimes it has a tendency to open up on you. And when it opens up, it causes a greater blade exposure which makes it more aggressive. Not the way it was built from the factory to be aggressive, but because it's not being held down properly and you're apt to cut yourself. So you really, during your shave, you have to make sure on those super speeds that the barn doors stay closed, that it doesn't open up during your shave. And I find that happens on Schick Coronas a lot too, that they just don't stay closed. It's a marvel of engineering, the Fatboy, because what they did was, sure, you twist it to close it, but then there's an extra quarter turn. That extra quarter turn locks down these doors tight. They're not going anywhere. That blade is solid, it's in there, it's not going anywhere, and you get a really, really good shave. It's holding that blade in place so that you can get a perfect shave every single time. It's really hard to cut yourself with the Fatboy. It's a really, really dependable razor. I mean, here's one from 1961 that works just like the day it was brand new. It's a beautiful razor. It's really well made. I tend not to like it on the lower settings, but usually I use it around 7, 8, or 9, and I just get terrific shaves. My beautiful wife, Lynn, shaves my head. I just did a full shave with it. I shaved my face with it. We used a Vashkod blade. She shaved my head, and the thing is really easy to use. It's easy to manage. It has great balance, great weight. What do you think about the Fatboy, honey? You enjoy using it?
Yeah, I like using that.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, a must-have in your den. Not that it shaves any better than a slim adjustable, but it's just another example of one of the adjustables that Gillette made. The shave is very, very similar, but I mean, everyone wants to get a Fatboy or a 195. So, if you can find one on a buy-sell trade at a decent price, grab it. I wouldn't pay a premium for it. I wouldn't pay $100 for one of these things because I don't think it's worth it. I think there's a lot of them out there. But you should be, if you look around and if you're able to make a trade, it's definitely one to have in your den because this razor really, really shaves great. So I just want to thank you for joining me and have a great day.